Hey, it's Maximo and welcome to Maximo's Travels. In this video, we'll be covering our last leg of our US and Canadian holiday. We'll be flying from Alaska to tropical Hawaii. We'll be checking into our hotel and getting plenty of vitamin D before heading back to Melbourne for a cold winter. We'll check out the largest open air mall in the world, the Ala Moana Centre. We'll discover bars hidden within department stores and have multiple meals at the food court at the centre. We'll go for a very long hot walk along Hawaii and Honolulu's famous Waikiki Beach. And we'll stroll through the largest Don Quijote Store in Hawaii and explore its deafening madness and busyness. It really is a unique experience. Join me. We'd spent just over 3 weeks having an absolutely marvellous time in Canada and Alaska, but it was time to fly to Hawaii. We boarded an Alaskan Airlines jet around about 6 p.m. and headed to Hawaii. This was a distance around 2,800 miles or 4,500 kilometres and took just over 6 hours. If you're interested in a flight review, please check out my flight review playlist for the review of this flight. We arrived at the Daniel K. Inouye International Airport around about 10 p.m. that night. There's a number of interesting features about this airport. Firstly, it's mostly open air. Not much of it is air conditioned. Secondly, it's exceedingly difficult to try and find the baggage carousel return area. We got a little bit lost, but luckily a security officer pointed us in the right direction. We picked up our bags and made our way via taxi to our hotel. We had a great night's sleep and woke up at dawn because of the time difference between Alaska and Hawaii to a magnificent sunrise, with our hotel being on a high floor overlooking Waikiki Beach. We were staying at the Ala Moana Honolulu by Mantra Hotel. I'll be doing a review of this hotel shortly. Our hotel is conveniently located right next door to the Ala Moana Centre. This is the largest open-air shopping centre in the world and the 8th largest in the United States. It covers a retail floor area of 2,400,000 square feet or 220 square metres. There's over 350 stores, restaurants and service areas in this mall. There were just so many high-end shops and department stores. It was my first time in Nordstrom, a high-end department store that has over 460 stores throughout the US. I was blown away because they even had a bar and coffee lounge in the store. We sat down and ordered a couple of drinks. I ordered an Imperial IPA by Dogfish Head Breweries. Joe had a gin and tonic. The IPA tasted great, and that 9% had quite a kick to it as well. Jo enjoyed her gin and tonic. For a couple that doesn't usually like to shop, we did spend an inordinate amount of time wandering around this mall. It was fascinating wandering in to some of the shops that were located all around the world as some of the iconic American fashion labels. It was just incredible. Like this store, for instance. I've never seen so many caps in one store in my life. The Ala Moana Centre covers 4 floors and it is absolutely massive. They have 2 large food courts and this is where we had our dinners on each of the nights we were in Hawaii. What do you have there, Joe?
Udon noodles,
It's a ramen, is it?
Something like that.
Oh, it looks hot.
It's very
Still
hot.
steaming.
It's very hot.
And I have an LA brisket with slaw. It looks
Got some rice.
and rice. Yes, looks intriguing. Every meal that we had at the food court was absolutely delicious. It was very well, reasonably priced. That's why we kept coming back to eat there. For the second meal at the Ala Moana Centre, I had a steak teppanyaki dish, while Joe had a katsu vegetarian curry dish. I particularly liked watching my steak being cooked. It was all nice and clean and hygienic. There's quite a heavy Japanese cuisine influence in Hawaii, and Jo really enjoyed her vegetarian katsu curry, and I particularly found my steak teppanyaki to be scrumptious.
You got flour.
You
got flour.
I have got a flour. It's garlic ribeye teppanyaki. We were in Hawaii for 4 nights, but we arrived quite late on the first night. So on our third and last night that we had dinner, we headed back to the Ala Moana Centre. I was in love with the meat here, so I had a teppanyaki farmer's steak, and again I had the privilege of seeing it cooked right in front of me. It's a teriyaki New York steak. Beautifully cooked. Delicious.
That's a lot of steak. What is it?
New York steak.
Teppanyaki?
Teppanyaki.
Enjoy.
Thank you, I will. It was just so convenient. Our hotel was connected to the Ala Moana Centre by a very convenient walkway between the car park and the hotel.
Many tic-tacs later.
We did a couple of full-day tours for the next couple of days. One was to Pearl Harbour, and the second was a guided small bus trip around the Island of Oahu. I'll cover these 2 excursions in separate videos. We were to take an excursion to Diamond Head, but the heat and humidity of the previous 3 days, plus the pace of our 4.5-week holiday, had got to us. We decided to have a bit of a sleep in and have a walk to Waikiki Beach from our hotel instead. We finally got going and started walking towards Waikiki Beach, past quite a big marina and the Hilton Hotel's famous lagoon. Now, I thought the whole of Waikiki Beach was a public beach, but it appeared not to be. So just after the Sheraton, we had to make our way inland and travel along the strait. If I'm mistaken, please correct me in the comments. It was frightfully hot, the sun was baking and it was quite humid. We did seek refuge in a couple of malls as well as a coffee shop. We walked along the main drag, Kalakua Avenue, did a bit of people watching and a little bit of shopping. I may even have bought a couple of fridge magnets. It was all quite touristy and the beach was absolutely packed. In our way, I'm glad that we stayed just outside of Waikiki at the Ala Moana area. I don't think we missed out on anything at all. We stopped at a Starbucks reserve and each of us had a matcha frappuccino and enjoyed the air-conditioned comfort that Starbucks offered. We made it all the way to the statue of Duke Paoa Kamanokuku, which is hard to say. Hopefully I've got that right. He is said to be the father of modern surfing and won 3 gold medals in Olympic swimming between 1912 and 1924. We had a final wander on Waikiki Beach before the heat and humidity got to us, so we decided to get an Uber back to the vicinity of our hotel, and more specifically a very large Don Quijote store that was located a block or so from it. If you've never been into a Don Quijote store, it is huge, busy, crowded, chaotic. You judge for yourself. Yes, we did stock up on 1 or 2 essential supplies, including lunch for the day. We paid and took our stash back to the hotel. We had a bit of a lunch and, in the afternoon, had a relax. It was our final day of our holiday and we just wanted to relax before the long overnight flight back home. We spent a couple of hours in the pool area of our hotel. It was on about the 5th floor and it was brightly lit by fantastic sun. I wanted to get a little bit of vitamin D before heading back to a cold Melbourne winter. As I mentioned earlier, I will do a separate review of this hotel in a forthcoming video. I'll also release a separate video on the marvellous day trip that we had to Pearl Harbour and all the exquisite things that we saw at this very historic site. I'll also do a separate video of the small group tour that we took all around Oahu Island. The scenery there was spectacular, with stunning waterfalls and a couple of hidden gems. So look out for those videos that will come in the next couple of weeks. I do hope you liked this video. If so, please hit that like and subscribe button. Hit that notify bell so you'll never miss another upcoming video. If you'd like to support my channel, please consider buying me a coffee or smashing that super thanks button. Until next time, you take care and bye now.